they set it so high to where shaitan comes into that, and he actually tempts them and says, hey, you got 50K mehr on deck. You know what I'm saying? Initiate this divorce. Make it difficult for the brother to where he divorces you, and you land that 50K, get yourself a brand new car, be on that independent lifestyle. Like, shaitan will persuade you like that. What's up, guys? It's your boy Ibrahim. Welcome back to my page. I got a nice clip for you guys. Mashallah, it's a wonderful clip for you guys, for all the brothers out there. There's hope. There's hope. But yeah, let's jump into the video. All right, so what we have a video here where, mashallah, the sister requested a cat as her meher, and clearly the brother has fulfilled that right. Some of you may be looking at that and saying, oh my goodness, how did she lower her standards, lower her value to a kitten, to a little cat that someone can go to the shelter and pick up, right? Some of you may look at that cat and be like, that's so cheap, and not realize that the cat is actually, they're pretty expensive, especially if you have certain allergies or you're looking for a specific cat. I know, like, the Persian cat is pretty expensive. But anyways, but with the cat, right? Some of you might look at it and say, why did she lower her value to that extent? How dare she? Right? Some of us are used to meher being 30 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand, to sort of say that this is how much I'm worth. So a lot of sisters actually look at the mehras like that, like, this is what I'm worth. Like, I'm not gonna lower my value for a man. Like, he has to meet these standards or forget him. But there's a reason why she's married, mashallah. And some of you are single out there, making it really difficult for the brothers, to the extent where some of the brothers are actually not, they don't want to get married, right? And that's crazy. That's crazy, because now you have a situation where a sister can get married, but she's requesting something beyond the means of that brother that actually wanted to marry her. So it's important to look at, obviously it's important to look at the situation of the brother before um, setting your meher, because a lot of girls have a set meher and they're like, I'm not budging, until that person comes who can afford it. And sometimes that may delay your time, and a lot of people might say, oh yeah, it's qadr of Allah. But yeah, you also have to play your part. You also have to tie your camel. You also have to make it reasonable. You also have to create a situation where you're able to get married and not make it difficult to the extent where if someone can't afford that, maybe the guy that's for you may not have that much, or may not be able to afford that much. So that's a lot to really consider. That's a lot to really think about. So you have a situation here where the sister, mashallah, she requested a cat, and the med is not equal to your value, because a lot of girls might say, hey, 50K is what I'm worth. If you can't afford it, screw you. If 50K is your worth, then I feel sorry for you, because we know that our sisters are worth more than that. Like, there's no price on the value of a sister, right? But they take it to that extent, because it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't correlate it. You shouldn't say my meher is my value. It's not. It should be a small request. It should be a gift to the bride from the potential husband, the suitor, right? Um, to an extent where he can afford it. To the extent where he can afford it, because there are situations where some brothers are really in the midst of it. They're actually going through with everything, and then bam, they get hit with such a large amount of meher that they weren't even prepared for, and they backtrack and the marriage ends. So you want the meher to be at a point where you guys can get married, to make the marriage simple, to make the marriage easy. not make it difficult to where some of the brothers actually go into debt and they take loans from the bank to be able to afford that meher. And there's also a lot of situations you guys may not be aware of where some girls, I'm sure it's not you, right? But some girls out there actually set the meher so high, right? And they even say, oh, he doesn't have to give it to me right now. You can give it to me later on or after the divorce. They set it so high to where shaitan comes into that and he actually tempts them and says, hey, you got 50K meher on deck. You know what I'm saying? Initiate this divorce. Make it difficult for the brother to where he divorces you and you land that 50K, get yourself a brand new car, be on that independent lifestyle. Like shaitan will persuade you like that. He will tempt you like that. And some girls really do that. They really are in situations where they've made it difficult for their partners to the extent where they just want to leave that relationship so they can get that meher. It's sad. It happens. It might be rare, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? So don't let the devil come in between your marriage. Don't let the devil come between you and your meher, and the request that you make. And really think about it, because this is not common, right? You don't see a lot of people requesting cats or like small things, but this should be the normal. We've steered so far away from this. During the prophets' days, it was whatever they had, right? Some were small rings of iron. Some were, certain gestures, certain things that they were asking for, like a cloth or something like that, like small gifts. But it was full of blessings. That marriage was full of blessings because it wasn't tied to a price. It wasn't tied to money. It wasn't tied to something that's beyond the means of the general public. You know what I'm saying? So may Allah bless her marriage, and I hope that we can learn a lot from this, and not judge her for it, because some of you may be judging her for it and like, how dare she ask for a cat? Why is she making it that simple for him? He might leave her down the line and now she gets nothing. No, Islamically, she gets everything. She gets everything that belongs to him. Forget the cat. Forget the cat, right? So don't think about it like that. Stop being negative about the situation. Stop being negative about her situation. I've read some of the comments that said, watch, he's gonna leave her. And then some of you also said, oh, she made it so easy for the brother that wasn't within our culture, but I bet she's gonna make it hard for the guy that's within our culture. Stop, man. Like, stop. You're reaching. You know what I'm saying? Allahumma barik, she found someone, made it easy for them to get married. And for you to look at it like that, like she'll make it hard for someone in a culture. Like, what do you mean? Maybe that's genuinely how she is. It doesn't matter who the man is, but genuinely that's who she is. And like I said, she's married now. You're not. So for all those people behind the keyboard bashing her, stop that.